everybody, I am Sadab, and today I am gonna watch a animal world again. It is from a new guy. It is Vita carnise living meat research documentary. This video takes about and shows images of graphics content like gore, violence, death, flashing lights, viewer disconnection,
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones.
Just like humans. Muscles, organs, and bones.
They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita carnise. The carnise species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their carnise relatives. The carnise only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the carnise species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host of divisions of other, smaller branches. And each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy, although the crawl also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth. Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This This form of symbiosis leads to an
What
environment
the
where all
last thing is
populations
poop?
thrive.
So, okay,
Humanity-
I guess. Okay, introductions.
Feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads...
So first of all, the crawl grows, and then they consume plants, then small species, like herbivores first, and then carnivores, and they turn all into poop? What the heck? So our veins took the meat and then turned it into poop? What kind of veins do we have?
to an environment where all populations thrive.
By the way, everything is based off our organs.
Humanity
And,
also uses the crawl to our advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated
Whoa! Someone is harvesting them. Why are they harvesting? What if something comes out of them?
into domestic farms. The crawl is
Okay.
harvested and
He didn't brought them in there, but
processed
they
into
got it
fertilizer,
there.
which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The
So
crawl
they
may
got
also be
there.
used as a food source for humans, and reliably so.
These things are for food? For humans? Like, yo, these are trees. If anything comes out, we get an unlimited meat, bro. No more vegetables, we
But
need
due to
meat.
its unkindly appearance and taste,
No
it
more
has yet to reach
butchers.
cuisine
No more
standards.
vegetables, no more butchers. We need meat
The
from
crawl
trees.
also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a note of meat may develop.
This is the meat that pops out. Unlimited meat is coming out this crawl.
On one of the
If you
branches,
find one, I'm gonna harvest these things. I want meat.
this node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism.
Bro, what was I telling you? What just came out of that thing? So we can't eat them? Bro, I
They
didn't
grow
know
to live
that. I
on
know
as
we're
an
gonna eat
independent
them.
animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings. The trimmings. Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs.
Okay.
All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
Okay.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
These things on the size of a basketball. I can stomp those things down.
Its life starts with its
I
separation
know
from the
that
crawl.
is the from the crawl.
It
So
will
I
want to
know
find
that
anything that is
if
edible and
you
able
might
to
as well
consume.
eat one of them, you might die because they don't harvest things. If one of them pops out your veins, they will eat you.
Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings
Oh,
are
no.
almost entirely
We get
scavenged.
the meat and we chomp it. So the living thing inside dies. I know.
Their
Still, I
diet
don't
consists of
know.
rotting
I'm
plants
not
and
gonna
meat,
say this.
including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
By the way, I am watching this right now, and might as well. This is a good thing, good sign, because I am going to go to the things that eat humans.
Oh, its appearance is
What
unsightly.
the heck is that? I thought that was a basketball. That is a freaking nature.
It is a cowardly
That
creature,
is a
only
fox.
fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out. It's just not the case.
That is the most silliest thing I ever seen.
The crow constantly produces a large quantity of trimming notes, keeping up their numbers.
Okay.
Naturally, trimmings can be found
Trimmings
wherever
can be found anywhere.
there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity in around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
Even though they don't harm humans, they look creepy.
Besides all of this, some people
So why did you prank them? They're gonna have so much trouble. Everyone coming in your home thinks this is a Thanksgiving turkey. They will fry this to end.
still keep trimmings as pets and relatively domesticate them. Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold.
So,
The next species on our list is the meat snake.
what is the meat snake? Look at us.
The meat snake.
I don't know what
The meat snake is a worm-like
Hey, yo, that's a big snake.
creature made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane.
What kind of skull is that broke out? It's like a dragon skull.
Its size varies during its lifespan.
Bro, that ain't look like a dragon. That looks like a snake. If you cut off the head, it kind of looks like a figure that is bending all down on something.
Depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl,
That is the size of this? That's so small. And every of the pages of the books, it looks so big as hell. But in here, this looks like a little baby. It's like a little penny.
it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy,
So it doesn't gonna harm people. It's not gonna harm any living things, but so it's gonna eat the things that are dead, but not the things that are alive, like humans. Not the humans in the graveyard. The humans in
living organism.
the world just.
The meat snake
Look at the
locates its food by using a tongue-like
Which one is the most creepiest? Snakes or that? What is that called? Meat snake.
organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is
So, is this is a theory? If this is a theory, someone comment me. Does actually these little benchers actually do something? Do they actually like open their mouth and keep their structure like opening
food
mouth?
nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake snake. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow.
Hey, yo, he looked like a freaking Titanoboa. It looks like the normal snakes today because the normal snakes can eat cows.
Or the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of
They
chemicals.
still look normal. If a snake eats a cow, its body's gonna show the cow's structure. But this thing doesn't show anything.
Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
What the heck?
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years. The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's mouth.
If you guys don't like this thing, just keep food away from this thing. Just do, if you want to risk your life, just get every single carnivore living and herbivore living, and then it will go starvation and never come back.
Brain coating. Interestingly,
And yo, it ain't no normal snake. That ain't a freaking Titanoboa. What the heck?
the meat snake is the only member of the carnise family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two.
Mama Kuga Goo Goo. What the boo boo? Bro, this thing like mimics everything, like clothes itself. Bro, this like the mimicker. If you see Plants vs. Zombie, you can see the mimicker. Mimicker does the thing like it. Like the mimicker turns into a plant, and then it can blast off any moment. And this is the same thing as those. It is a mimicker.
Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
Okay, not too hot, not too cold. So the red areas are the areas that can be found. It looks like half of Russia can be found, and half of the South Asia can be found. It looks like Bangladesh isn't that affected. It looks like Africa's dead. Africa has the most South America. What the hell happened to you guys? It took over the world, and then there's a little bit. South Africa is dead. The most area is North America. There's nothing in there. Whoa.
Their population depends entirely on the...
What the heck? Where are they going? To eat animals? They are finding on a boat. They are finding on a boat. What the heck?
amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill.
So, yeah. So butchers can get these to meat.
Within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose.
We got unlimited still meat because they can find on butchers, and obviously these Vita carnise things, the Vita carnise, this meat snake can be found anywhere. Temperature is. Butchers can just
Dispose of
slice
deceased
them.
animals.
And we'll kill this person.
They are a extremely tame, not caring of any creature.
Yeah, wow, those are shark teeth. Might as well don't die, guys. If you die, you're gonna have to get the pain of those teeth.
Creatures around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame.
So,
Overall, meat snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell. Our next creature is the mimic.
I was wrong. That wasn't the mimicker. That is the mimicker. Hey, yo, does that thing mimics into like different humans, like different animals? Oh, what are you shit? What
The
the?
mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with
Yeah,
uncanny
that ain't no mimic. That is a freaking skeleton
similarities to
from
humanoid
Minecraft.
anatomy.
Where
They
is it?
greatly
Oh,
resemble
Santa,
humans
this
without
one
skin,
is skeleton
without
from
exaggerated
Minecraft.
features. These
Bitch.
features include extended finger length,
I am mushroom.
longer limbs,
What the?
bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile.
What
Although it
the freaking hell is that? There's a
resembles a happy
freaking
face,
shark.
this is due to coincidence,
A
and is only how their
basking
facial
shark,
structure
John.
is shaped. And while the
That's
mimic
the-
contains much more
freaking-
teeth,
Bro, bro doesn't mimic to anything. He mimics teeth. Bro mimics to human teeth. Bro mimics to shark teeth. Like water teeth, water animal teeth, water herbivore carnivore whatever teeth, and land herbivore carnivore whatever teeth. I did. What the freaking hell did I did? I was so the meat mimic. Meat mimic.
related areas.
Why am I watching? What the?
The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal creature with
This.
uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, without exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. And while the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Bro, I'm going a inch to that thing. This thing is eating human flesh. I'd rather die than eaten by this thing. I'm scared.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas.
Oh no. I can't watch anymore because I have to make a part 2 of the others. This is getting too goosebumpy. And I don't want to. So I'm just gonna watch the mimic and
The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage,
Bro, is that? Hey, yo, bro. That kind of looks like the goat sucker. Goat sucker. You wanna watch that video? Just watch. Different myths of different creatures. Just watch that video. That is cool. And this is the goat sucker. Is that the goat sucker's
a young mimic separates from the
Okay,
crawl.
that's a young
They
mimic.
closely resemble their trip.
That's why I saw that is the mimic. It mimics. What do they call it again? Trimmings. The meat mimic mimics
relatives,
trimmings.
but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow.
Sorry.
Once
Humans at the last stage.
large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description made.
That is a second. What is the third thing that we're gonna see? Is that a freaking ghost or
In
something?
the beginning,
What is it,
its hunting style
Godzilla?
changes and becomes much
That
more
is
complicated.
the creepiest thing I ever seen.
It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself.
And by the way, it's
These
cold
include
outside, so
clothing,
Goosebumps
mannequins,
plus
and
Ghost
furniture.
is the most.
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal. Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Stop it. Okay. Bro got in. I think bro got in. Oh no. I think bro leaves. Congratulations, bro. He leaves. Oh. Wow. Did he leave or not? Oh, he didn't leave. He didn't leave. He is looking for his prey, and then his prey is gone. Bro, he is looking.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being.
The mimic is actually the mimicker king. Bro can mimic into anything. Bro can mimic into trimming. Bro can mimic into humans. So this is a...
It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter.
What the freaking hell? Bro, turn it into Nightmarion. Bro, the mimic is Nightmarion.
Its proportions
Bro can mimic into Nightmarion. What the
will increase in
hell?
length, and its humanoid features will fade away.
I'm never
It
gonna
grows a
meet
thick,
Nightmarion,
dark coating
so
of a flexible
it
skin,
is admit that Nightmarion is real.
which is highly durable and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to...
Okay.
Dark hue of its skin to hide
I
seamlessly
didn't click that.
away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin,
Bro
which is
doesn't
highly
have
durable
anything.
and
Bro
increases in
has
strength the more the elder mimic
The
consumes.
metal inside of
This
bro got
excludes the
metal
face,
bones.
which is now coated in a pink.
Bro is behind the picture shooter. Bro
Pale
has
pink
got
skin.
the most.
The mimic's teeth have also moved.
Hey yo, that is what Nightmarion's teeth look like? Bro, Nightmarion's teeth are inside. You got hundreds of
deeper
teeth.
into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide
This guy doesn't harm. If you wanna go inside of his mouth, then you can see. He has
seamlessly
teeth.
within a dark
Do
environment.
you think this guy is a herbivore? Doesn't eat? If he eats humans, humans won't get a freaking kill. But if you go inside of his
Its
mouth,
skills
you
have
can
also
see
been
that.
heightened.
Bro,
This makes the
stop
elder mimic one of the
looking,
most efficient
man.
predators on the planet.
Why was killing in the first place?
Because of the
when,
obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you're able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Be safe and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the harvester.
This is the end of part 1, so bye bye.